Okay, so my name is Miles. I'm a freshman at Branson School Online. Today we're going to be talking to you guys about student time management. Um, so we'll pretty much be talking about how you will manage your time at Branson School Online. Okay, so some things to how to manage your time at Branson School Online is to make a monthly schedule on your school of like your school schedule and like activities outside your school. So say you have like some sport activity that you're in or you know, a club, something like that. And you need to stick to your schedule and not like go outside. I mean, don't go outside of your schedule doing other stuff. Stay on track. And then if changes happen, then you need to readjust your schedule so then you get all of your work done and everything, everything's good. And, managing your time. So you want to manage your time wisely so then you get all of your schoolwork done, but you also can participate in, clubs or sports activities outside of school. Okay, so some teachers at Brampton School Online, they have a full like Word document of of all of the assignments for the semester. I know a couple teachers do that, but I would write down all of the assignments that you have, and then have all of your activities, and then have a schedule when you're going to get all of your schoolwork done, when you're going to participate in the activities. Okay, so you need to, yeah, this is what I was talking about before. You need to, stick to your schedule. Make sure you don't go off track. Make sure you get all of your assignments done for the day, and make sure you spread out all of your work so then you don't get behind in some classes, or else you'd have to make that up later on, in the week or in the semester or something.
All right, I'll talk about what if you have changes happen or and some examples. I'm Spencer. I'm a senior at Branson School Online, and this is my fourth year of Branson. So if you do if your outside activities are the hours you need to participate are increasing, you should readjust your BSO schedule or your where you're participating schedules. You can work ahead. You gotta make sure you get all your assignments done on time as well. So sometimes you'll have missing assignments. You gotta make sure you get those in. And sometimes it's good to work ahead if you like need to say um, meet more for a competition or game before a sports activity. So if you work ahead, like maybe on the weekend or something like that, you can get ahead of your schedule. So it's really important to manage your time at Branson School Online to make sure you get good grades. So you need to keep reviewing your assignments, your schedule, make sure you're checking them off on your schedule. You need to be flexible with your assignments, make sure um, even if you don't get it done on the day you want to, it's okay to readjust and be flexible. Um, if you need help, you can always contact your teacher or work with whatever other activity you're working with and readjust that schedule as well. So here's an example. Miles and I are on a robotics team. Right now we work like 6 days a week after school, and before we work um, on robotics, we make sure we have all the work done we want to get done that day. So say Monday we want to get done a few assignments in math, a lesson in English, and maybe an activity in history. We would get those done before we can work on robotics, because it's really good to get, if you get in the routine of doing your school first and getting it done, then you'll be on track to finish the week when you want to, and that way you have time to work to do sports or anything like that. So we like to sometimes we a lot of the time we have to work on Friday though, as we work a lot of robotics, so which is okay. Um, Friday is open, but it's good to work ahead as well. And that's all we had. Do you have any questions for us?
Any questions can either be typed into the questions box, or if you want me to unmute you, just raise your hand and I can unmute you that way too. So go ahead and any questions that you have for Miles and Spencer. Boys, I have one to start. Couple of things that kind of piggyback off each other. How many hours a week do you think you work on robotics? Just answer that first, and then I have a piggyback question.
Uh, I would say we work a lot. We work for like 20 or 30 hours a week.
Wow, that's incredible. So if you think of it, even if, for those of you who are new, even if you don't necessarily have the same, extracurricular, if any extracurricular, 20 hours a week that's a good chunk of time. Same thing with like a part-time job would be about that amount of time. So then my piggyback question is, so let's say that, Spencer, let's say you have 5 assignments you wanted to complete today before you went to work on your robotics. And if you don't get those done before your scheduled time to go to robotics, do you continue to work on school? Do you push off your assignments? How do you kind of make that decision between working on your extracurriculars and then getting your weekly assignments done?
Well, usually, I guess we make sure we get the assignments done first before we work on school. If that means that we have to get up earlier or work later, we just like to, at least I like to get them done on that day before I do robotics, so that we can make sure everything's done. But I usually adjust my schedule around school, depending on what the week is like.
Same for you, Miles?
Yeah.
So always school first, and then your adjustments come from the other aspects of your schedule. Very cool.
Right.
Question from Harrison. When were you allowed to choose robotics as an extracurricular? So maybe just explain a little bit about how your robotics works and how you got involved in it.
Oh, well, we got it's a FIRST robotics. Is the name of it. It's just the word FIRST. It's for it stands for inspiration and recognition of science and technology. You can look it up. We participate in First Tech Challenge right now. We've been part of it for 7 years. But we really enjoy robotics. It's always been part of our activities. And, yeah.
Very cool. So it's not school sponsored. It's something that they do on their own. But if it's something you want more information on, I'm sure that they can pass it along to Harrison. Good question. Any other questions for Miles and Spencer about time management, balancing, whether it be, like I said, work, any sort of extracurricular that you do? And I know, like they mentioned, school first. So if they have to make adjustments with school, they do that. If you have a job, you're probably not able to make that type of adjustment with, pushing back going to work. But then, like they said, maybe come back and work later that night or start early in the morning. So I think those are some really good tips there about kind of balancing it all and prioritizing that schoolwork. Very good. Any other questions? Anything else you want to hear from them? All right. If you have something else, go ahead and raise your hand or type it, and we will address that. Otherwise, thank you, Miles and Spencer, for presenting again. I know last year that their mom sent me a video of some of the robotics things they do, and it's incredible. So I think it's really good inspiration to see these boys succeeding at Branson School Online while still putting in so much time and effort into a very neat extracurricular where they are applying a lot of that, math and science. So any of your new students, if you need someone to look up to or some sort of inspiration, I think these boys do a great job of that. So thank you again, Miles and Spencer, for presenting. And we will have, you're most welcome. We will have another mentor session. It'll be our second week back from break. And we're going to go back to the very first presentation we had so that any brand new students that can kind of get that general tips and tricks we went over if you were with us for our very first one. And I'll have more information for you when we return from winter break. But if you want to mark it on your calendar, January 10th at 10 a.m. again will be our next presentation or our next mentor session. And we will continue to have these throughout next semester. So if you have any topics you would like to see or any change in how the mentor session is run, please let me know. My email is available for you through the registration link, or your homeroom teacher can get you in touch with me if you're not in my homeroom, because we'd like to see this continue to grow, and hopefully we continue to see you coming. So thank you, all of you, for being here. Again, thank you to Spencer and Miles for presenting, and hopefully we'll see you again our second week back from break, the 10th at 10 a.m. Have a great day.